Hey kids, another wonderful day out here in the Empire of Sand. Got a fair bit done actually. Mostly because what I was doing is pretty... Well, the poor quarter went together pretty easily. You see that wall over there? That wall of sand? That wasn't there before? Yeah, that took about as much time as the poor quarter did on its own. And the worst part about that is, okay, run. We get all the way over here. I needed to put this wall up so I would have a place to build the fancy houses we're going to get to here. I'm up and up and up. If you remember, that was there, and this kind of curved down like that, back up to that point. I wanted to build up there, which means, let's get through here. There should be a hole around here somewhere. Where there was. I had a, there we are. You notice a slight issue with what's going on in here. Yeah. It's black as pitch. Because as I built it, I didn't have enough torches and I just wanted to get the stupid thing done. So now we have a pitch black death trap in the basement to what will be one of the fancier sections. Not proud of it. You know, there's things you got to get done. This whole thing spreads out over here. It's all nicely terraformed here at the back. Here's a zombie growling at me. And the hardest part was to make sure it actually looked natural. And for those of you who've tried, properly random is a difficult thing to do. We humans want to do things in patterns. Fortunately, I have precedent for things like weird overhanging sandstone. Maybe they shouldn't overhang quite so much. There, like that. So this is all literally one thick. A handful of torches in there up until I ran out. It is full of death. And it's going to stay that way until I get, some reason to light it all up again. Shut up. Back up here. So I'm not sure what to do with that. That's got to be a monument, that big floating thing of sand. We're in the 110 snapshot. That's the 110. Is the particles floating off the sand? It's kind of cool. Not going to be a lot of the new 110 blocks going on here, though. Shut up. I like the bone blocks. I think they're going to make nice walls and floors for builds that aren't here. I like the cherry red look of the netherwort brick. Scratch my back here. I even think the netherwort block itself has a lot of potential. Mostly as like a carpet. Maybe it's a weird background. These are laid out. See that big square over there? That's where the first one's going to go. That's going to be like the test model for the fancy housing. High town. That's low town. That's the poor quarter. The basic box for over there is a 21 by 21 square, and when I get to it, you'll see why I had to make all this room up here. But first, let's take a quick visit to the poor quarter. So the only time I showed this off was when I was busy building it the first time. So our poor quarter is filled with small, irregular-looking houses. We've got a simple market district. So we've got a couple more things in here. Yes, we have... What the... You don't belong there. How long have you been there? Some pigs and cows. The first time I built these, I put them over here. which made this really awkward. This way up and out. And then you try to move a whole bunch of animals at once. Lately, no. It's like, okay, I got 2 in there, and the rest get to die. Which is good, because I can eat pork chops and steak for a while. Still, yeah, lots of clearing out to do. All the stuff I've had to drag over. I decided that as far as the kind of the lore of the poor quarter. So, the regular town, it's all sandstone, spruce bushes. You know, it's all fairly clean, right? The poor quarter is kind of dingy. Obviously, it's got the lower quality stuff. It's way more colorful. And I think the way I'm going to treat that is if though the people in the poor quarter just aren't worried about keeping up with appearances the way the people in Lowtown are. You know? We're going to grow our gardens all over the place. Got colors. Moss growing on some of these. I must have ran at them out of vines and they came over. These guys get an actual hub, some place where they can partake of refreshments. This is also giving me an opportunity to have a place where I can sleep. Because a Minecraft day is about 10 minutes. You spend 45 seconds running for a bed when it starts to get dark, and then you're up, and you spend another 30 to 45 getting back where you're going. In reality, your day is 8.5 minutes. Found a couple of horses. I was hoping for... Well, this one here, I like him. Got the socks thing on his head. That one there is a little bland. Should have some armor on him or something. Actually, no, I shouldn't throw armor on him. I'm going to throw armor on any stable I put in the fancy sections. I'll come around here. And a few more of these ruined arches. Kind of has the ruins of the people who had been here before. These are, you just come out and knock them out. Bit of rubble here and there. And stretches off into the distance. I think I might have one further than that. I don't know. There's a savanna that pops it over there. And my aqueduct would run straight into a wall. Which means that as soon as you get out of the desert, the aqueduct doesn't go anywhere anymore. I think it's something to do with that. I also came up with the idea that the reason these guys would have been here before, given that there's nothing going on, would be to mine. Still not entirely sure how I'm going to approach the way this mining setup is going to look. It's definitely going to look archaic. Very vertical. Like I might go even down further than that. I might drop some TNT down there. Rough it up a little further. Because right now it just sort of goes down and around a hole. One of these goes to a spider spawner, I think. Not sure which one. But I got a plan for these. Let's get started on a fancy house first. As soon as I remember where I hid all my materials. I did find one interesting use for the new magma blocks. This gave me I kind of miss having the netherrack here, the burning netherrack. But this looks way more like forge coals than a burning hook of netherrack would. They're pretty easy to make. Just four magma creams. I don't remember if you can take them apart or not. I'm not going to worry about it. I only made enough just to do this. It required a little bit of moving stuff around. New anvil, because I blew up my last one. The ore storage is a little too regular for me. But I figured a guy needed to be able to get in here. Well, then in reality, a guy'd probably work from here, wouldn't he? So right-handed would be bang, put out. Yeah, so I could probably pile some stuff over there. Yeah, we'll pile coal right next to the furnace because OSHA compliance isn't a thing. Now, if I remember correctly here, a central point. I need one second. Had to go all the way back to a screenshot because I had totally forgotten how I was going to build this. But for the most part, it's all going together the same way all our other houses have. A simple basic pattern. These ones are going to be a lot more organized than the others, with the idea being that these families that live here would be the ones who were here, well, it would be the people out of this group got here first, after whoever it was had left for whatever reason. Not going to go quite that far ahead. And their houses, they built them like little miniature fortresses. Because at the time, they're the only ones out here. The world fills up with zombies, skeletons, and creepers at night. So you need to keep all your stuff safe. Otherwise, you lose. We've got this. I'll run a stairway down. Either from here or from here. So if I come down to here, yeah, that might be better than out front. I think that would be better than out front. We'll look out on the step out, look out on the city, the sun going down. Yep, like I said, 8.5 minutes. So I went with the B-Dubs red sandstone. It's a smooth red sandstone. I like the way it looks. It's got a... put it. Given that he's changed the texture of the regular bricks to put this look this nice ruddy brown. Oops, that's wrong. I needed something that fits in with the color. None of the newer blocks work because they're all too bright. I didn't want something that was wood, because after all, these are supposed to be the rich people. You wouldn't build your house out of wood. Those are all made out of sandstone, because they're all, compared to these houses, relatively new. And yet that they're the people that would have sprung up around these little forts to supply them with whatever goods they needed, and then as time wore on and things got safer, more people moved in, expanded their houses for their families, and became the, I don't want to say the dominant group, because these guys here is going to be the dominant groups, but became the largest population, and then had to serve themselves. These guys are still here. The reason I said these guys' horses are going to get armor, they're also going to get a slightly different variety of shop as well. So down there, there's a blacksmith, wool, food. There will be a few shops in the high areas, probably way up over there. Oh, definitely way up over there. And they'll be the ones that sell things like weapons, horse armor, magical stuff. Because, your citizen soldiers are the ones that are gonna need to use that stuff to defend against whatever, zombies or barbarians. I brought no real wood with me, did I? It's unfortunate. Now, before you say this, this place looks awfully kind of low. Maybe there's a bit more going to go on here. Each of these houses is going to have a second layer to it. And a couple, possibly a third, depending on how high they go. Like I said, this is just the basic one, right? This is the one from which a lot of the other designs are going to spring. They might be slightly more irregular, although not much. Like if they're different, it'll be because they're longer on one side than on the others. They might only have one tower coming out the top. Grab that. Because it needs to be, it's one thing to live in a fort. It's another thing to not be able to survey any of your surroundings. So let's get up here. Over here. And there's my furnace, because that has to kick in. Just not an episode without extraneous noise. Well, there's our completed simple structure. Nice view of the surrounding landscape. Got some walls around. My city doubles as a parkour event. This will be where it eventually meets up with everything else. One other thing this thing has to get is... Here's the problem. I want to wall these guys in, because it's a little baby fortress, right? But do I want to wall them in with red sandstone? Or with regular sandstone bricks? So that's the problem I'm having, because if I do that... This is what I came up with when I was messing around in creative. Nice top of this. So 1, nothing spawns on top of it. 2, it will not... Let's back over here. It's something that's not going to blend right into the rest of the structure. And of course I can't tell because I'm in a spot where something's in the way. Is that set apart enough, or do I need something else there? I'd go for something else there just to make sure that I wouldn't have to use so much more red sandstone. Stuff is not fun to get. Let's leave this. I'll think of something else. Maybe we'll go with the regular sandstone bricks there. Or I still have... In this version we can't make endstone bricks, but I should still have a bunch. And that's a contrast I haven't checked out yet. So I'm going to do all of this. Splat, splat, splat. Because we're going for a unified aesthetic. Which means I need to make 1,000,000 buttons and 1,000,000 of everything else. It does break up the walls nicely, though, I've got to say. Nope, back up there. And not just this featureless wall of sandstone. Whoops. Should have known that was going to happen. You're a little derpy. Get out of there. Did that. I spent another half an hour doing this. And then we'll see what it looks like with a regular sandstone wall around it. Which do you think? The sandstone or the red sandstone? The red sandstone goes to the structure. Yellow sandstone I have a lot more of, which is kind of a bit more important right now. Because that definitely blends into there. And then even after I throw a bunch of leaves and stuff around, I might break it a bit. Let me find out my leaves. Need spruce leaves? Yeah, let's go with spruce. That dark green contrast in there. Gotta have... Oh, really? Well, I gave it a... Figured out what to do. I simply can't use that much red sandstone. I just don't have access to that much. There's one big mesa that we found. It's straight that way a ways. And I've already gone through most of the red sand that I didn't start with. Just can't justify using it all up here. And at the very least, this does tie in kind of that build with the rest of the town. And it's just It's nothing. It's really just, you know. Does that help any? Just trying to make sure the footprint isn't a plain old boring square. Yeah, there you. Nope. Move that back, please. And I want to make sure that I don't have too much things going on at the same elevation. It's not too bad. Not too terrible. Up top, just more pumpkins. Pumpkins are just, I don't know how to put it. They're building a world out of pumpkins. Just because it's you're not going to see it, and it does the job, right? Very few of these near. These guys are not going to get the there. They're not getting the little spots of crops. And to tell you the truth, I might even pull the sand out, go with grass blocks. I might not. I'm not totally sure yet. I've tried it in creative. It doesn't look too bad. It definitely has the benefit of, move it like that. It has the benefit of tying the greens in a bit better. But leaving the sand ties it in a lot better to the rest of the town. Maybe we'll leave it like that. The only other thing I can think this thing needs is something up top. So right now I haven't got, there's nothing up there right now. This place is currently open to the sky. Just, I don't know what to put in here yet. The way it's built, I would have to drop the ceiling one. Nope, not with those. I'd have to drop the ceiling by a half slab in order to put a ceiling in. It would get a little claustrophobic, but then again, I did say I wanted to build it like a little fortress, didn't I? It would also give me second floors, third floor, places to put things, so at least to have a building to decorate internally. I think what it needs is like a banner or a flag or something. Just want some banners or something, but I'm not sure where to put them. Tell me what you think. Got a comment section. Leave me one every now and then. Does it need banners? Does it need fences with torches on it? Although I don't want to do that because I want torches just as decoration, not for actual lighting. I'll think about it. I'll come up with something. I'll get a couple built over there in the same style, so that hopefully by the time I get an answer, there are some hints, I can implement them over there. We'll see. I'll let you guys go. I'll see you later.